Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss, Pauly Howard with you live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Action-packed 3-hour program lined up today. Professional Sportsbettor Chris Macero in studio coming up in 30 minutes. Steve Wist, the Meat Man, Soccer Bets. A little bit later on, we'll talk a little NFL today. Tim Benz from Pittsburgh will join the program. They're going to get Aaron Rodgers? What's the story here? And Matt Vasgersian. Observations early in the year in Major League Baseball, and we have 2 games coming up a little bit later on tonight. We'll get his thoughts on those with maybe a best bet or two. Unfortunately, Pauly, Dodgers aren't playing tonight.
Yeah, that's too bad. Got to wait till tomorrow.
Did you see this now? Macero in studio in 30 minutes, and he's big into this on Twitter as well. He's going to bet. He entered the season with a plan to bet the Dodgers on the run line in every game. I think he may have started after the Cubs series. So it's 4-2 at this point. I'm going to tell him, Chris, please also tell me that you have a plan that when they fall behind, you're betting this team live every night as well.
It was incredible that down 5-0, Atlanta was only like $3. That was nuts.
Because it was so early.
Yep.
And then a little bit later on in the game, I hopped in. Dodgers scored again to make it 5-3. I grabbed him at plus 172. I've done that twice this year. Last night and in the Tigers game in extras when they were down 5-4. Grabbed him at plus 196 in that neighborhood. That's probably going to be my plan. This is absolutely bonkers what's going on in Los Angeles.
Yep. Snell didn't have much, although Muncy let him down in the first inning with that error. He would have got out of it, but then they shut him down the rest of the way. And these quotes after the game are incredible. On the night they give away the bobblehead and people are lined up 4 hours early. Muncy, we knew he was going to end it. Snell, I knew he was going to hit a home run. It's just what he does. Edman, I don't think anybody didn't expect him to hit a walk-off right there. The question was where he would hit it. And then they wind up 8-0. Topping the 1933 Yankees of Gehrig and Ruth, longest winning streak to begin a season for the reigning champs. Coupled with the Braves loss, they're now 0-7. And the other thing that's getting buried in this is the incredible historic start for the division. They're 8-0, the Padres are 7-0, the Giants are 5-1, and the Diamondbacks are 4-2.
Yep.
This has never happened before, what's going on in the NL West. So now we're getting ready for Padres Cubs tomorrow and Dodgers Phillies. That this is great for baseball. And you're right, they're just going to find a way to get it done and win it.
Dodgers on the road in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
They're not going to face Zach Wheeler, who was awesome yesterday for the Phillies, and the Phillies won again today, day game 3-1 over the Rockies. But that place last night when it was perfect timing, right, with the bobblehead, and people were waiting that long to get into Dodger Stadium. If you've never been there before, first of all, Dodger Stadium is an amazing spot to watch a baseball game. The night that I was there, the last game I went to, it took, and we left it was a blowout. We left in the bottom of the 8th. I think it took 90 minutes to get out of there.
Oh, it's something.
I mean, It really is something else.
Yep.
But if you've never been, highly recommend. You got to go there at least once. Totally historical, obviously, and you feel it once you're there. But that place looked like it was in September in the middle of a pennant race or in October in a playoff game. 50,000 plus people, or it looked like a European soccer match when he hit the home run. The fans cannot get enough of this team. Mm-hmm. Again, I met somebody, he came here, he listens to VSiN all the time. He lives in LA, he's got season tickets. He goes, I don't even go to the games. I make 3 times my money every home game. And he said, just to get in now, upper deck, in the corner, sightlines suck, minimum $100. And also, we've kind of joked around about it on the show, $15 for a Dodger dog, $18, $20 for a beer.
Yeah, right.
What's that going to be like when they have to start paying Ohtani and other players in a couple of years?
Yeah, you're right. It's 4 decks and 50,000 and can't get a seat, $100 sitting in nosebleeds.
And I will say this too. Later on in the year, for those of you who maybe grabbed a little bit on whatever number that was, I saw 10-1, could have been higher than that, who knows, to beat the all-time regular season wins record. They need to win 117. I think if they're in striking distance late in the year, I think these, just by watching it and the chemistry on this team and how exciting this is, and every night playing together and winning like that and enjoying the moment, I think this team's going to want to make a push for it. And we know this in recent history, teams have not done well with rest in the playoffs. They're not really going to do sit their guys. Why? That's stupid. You're not going to give them 2 weeks off if they have a 20-game lead in the National League West. They're going to want to play, and I think they're going to want to make a push. Again, if they're close late in the season, all the players are going to say, hell yeah, let's go for 117 or maybe even more wins than that.
And what's that, the third time the starter didn't give them anything as well, and they still won because the bullpen was rock solid behind them. So it's great to watch. Man, it really gets juicy if they can take out the Phillies now coming up this weekend with some good pitching matchups.
What are they going to be? And kudos to all these sports books. This has become a very popular market. We've talked about it now for a couple of years running. The most wins in a given month.
Yeah, right.
Right? Like for May. Not even looking at the schedule. Are books just going to put up like plus 150 on the Dodgers? Like we don't even want to take your bets on them, bet other teams? They're going to win 20 games every single month? And they're going to be in contention? Or maybe, how many times will the Dodgers win most wins in a certain month this year?
That's a good one.
3?
Yeah, how many wins? And also, one of these prices is going to go crazy. I mean, you're going to take money every game, and if you still get in the 250 range, now you were playing good opponents, but what happens when you take on some of these bad teams?
Yeah, right.
How high these lines get. On the flip side, how about the level of concern with Atlanta? Now, this has never happened before. You never started like this and made the playoffs in history. Mm-hmm. So now you're 0-7, and the Phillies won again today as well.
So they're 5.5 games back, and we are 2 days away from the Final Four. And they're that many games back already. You're right. Never happened before. A team that has started 0-7 has never made the playoffs. At DraftKings, Braves currently, yes, minus 230. No is plus 180. Is that a juicy enough price here early in the season, or is that a complete overreaction to bet them at plus 180 to miss the playoffs?
I don't think it's an overreaction. They finally got the offense going, and they still lost. So they got to get the offense straightened out like a lot of teams here, too. But this is, you can't say, look who we played, but still.
It's been 42 years since a team started 0-7 and finished with a winning record.
Oh, that's good. Wow, they're really up against it. That is good. History against them.
Look at everything going wrong so far. Profar, suspended 80 games.
Right.
To begin the year, road trip, San Diego and LA swept by both teams. Third and fourth starters, by the way, for the Padres. Vasquez and Pivetta couldn't score a single run. Ozuna, 7 strikeouts, 13 walks, a 188 batting average, but 552 on base. Starting pitching, not great. Acuna, probably a month away. Spencer Strider, getting closer to a return, but he's still out. And Lopez has shoulder inflammation. It couldn't be any worse right now for Atlanta.
And it's a tough division, too. Phillies are good. Mets are supposed to be good. Marlins are surprising people. It's an uphill climb, no doubt.
Padres
put themselves in a big hole.
Yep. What do you think of the Padres now? To make the playoffs, 7-0 on the year. They were plus money before the season started. Now they're minus 165 to make. Remember all this talk about, hey, Cease is going to get traded by the deadline.
Yeah, right.
Well, that completely flips if they're, the second best team in the National League at the deadline.
And then they went out and gave Merrill all that money and locked him up. Right. So you got to be loving the bullpen and what they've done. So it'll be a good test going to Wrigley. And I actually like the Cubs tomorrow. They face them Imanaga. But that'll be a good test and see how they do against the Cubbies and moving forward. But right now it's been great, and the bullpen's an A+.
A couple of teams here I'm not going to overreact to at all. The Cardinals are 4-2. To make the playoffs, a yes is plus 310. I would say maybe in that division. Maybe. However, the Blue Jays are 5-2.
Yep.
They're 2-1 to make the playoffs. I could not bet that.
No way.
And the Rays are 4-2. They're plus 135 to make, minus 165 to miss. I would be more inclined to think the Rays might make it than the Blue Jays, but I don't think I want to bet either team.
Yep. Tampa, every game but one's gone under. Texas, 6-1 to the under.
Yeah.
Seattle, 5-1-1 to the under. Colorado, 5-1 to the under.
The pitching again today was awesome.
They lost 3-1. St. Louis, 5-1 to the over. Minnesota, they're starting right now. Their home opener, 4-1-1. And if you take out the 2 games in Tokyo, the Cubs are 6-0-1 to the over, and Baltimore's 5-2 to the over.
I do have a bet on this game, so we'll track this over the next 3 hours. I took the Astros plus 123.
You did?
Yeah, it's Hunter Brown, who I like. We talked about this last week. Finished strongly last year. Alvarez has really good numbers. I took a little bit of a slice on Alvarez to hit a home run around plus 360 as well. Ryan's going for the Twins, but this Twins team off to a shaky start at best. Houston's you're not writing home about this team either.
12 runs in 6 games.
Yeah, but I did take at that number, I thought, okay, that's big enough for me to grab it then.
All right. And Charlie Morton got roughed up again for the Orioles. And the Red Sox won. Morton did have 10 strikeouts, though.
I missed that. Did he really?
Yeah, right. He's 8-1, I think.
Well, how many times is that
leader.
What was he? Did you write that down?
8-1.
He was 8-1.
Yeah.
How many times are we getting this now already?
Yes.
Somebody's just one, maybe multiple guys every day flying over that, know.
Yeah, and I owe you an apology, too. I can't believe what Zach Gallen did. I can't.
Oh, no, you're not the only one.
He was in the Yankee Stadium and shuts them down, and that was incredible. And the Yankees were only swept once last year. And now Arizona's trying to get the broom out on them today.
I mean, Paul, who saw 13 Ks come out of shutout baseball?
Yeah.
All you can do is just tip your cap to the guy and say, man, that was awesome. Because his road numbers last couple of years, not great.
Terrible.
The torpedo bats are coming to get you.
Yep.
Not last night.
Yep. That was something.
I did also bet, this is a little bit later on, but Nasty Nestor's going.
Mm-hmm.
It was as ugly as it gets in his opening day start.
Yeah, it's great to see his ERA, 36.
Yeah. I took, who's going to hit a home run here tonight? I took De La Cruz, plus 490.
Yeah, someone will touch him up.
Sure.
I like that. Torpedo bat, get him.
Launch the torpedoes. Let's go.
Sure. Outs prop under, too. Yeah. Want to know where the money's really going? Unlike other sources, our betting splits come straight from Circa and DraftKings. Circa takes huge bets from pro bettors. It means you're getting the real action, not just the public money, but kind of wagers that move lines. See the percentage of bets versus percentage of handle on every game across every major sport. People love it. It's huge. VSiN Summer Special right now, $59 until August 1st. VSiN.com/subscribe. And every pick, every host, every guest, and the daily email from Bill 80 as well. VSiN.com/subscribe.
All right, so fourth meeting between these two teams on the season. Both teams look a little bit different tonight than they have with previous matchups. But it also could be a preview of a playoff series as well. It's been lopsided so far. Details on that next here on VSiN.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 300 programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Not only is this a good matchup tonight, it's potentially a preview of what we might get in the playoffs and right away.
Oh, I hope not. I don't want this to be the 4 or 5, although it would do a huge ratings.
Oh, my God, Paul.
Remember the last time they played in the second round was a huge ratings number. Yep. This you can't stress this enough. You can't undersell. This is a huge game. Number one for props and futures with who's going to win the Pacific Division, who's going to get the 3 seed, the 4 seed, and on and on. Because if the Lakers win this, they're likely to win the division. If they lose, it really opens the door for Golden State. And they were 7-8-1. God knows what they were before they acquired Butler as well. Denver has 30 losses. Golden State 31. Minnesota, the Clippers, and Memphis have 32 losses. Yeah. And then a lot of teams are going to close with 4 games in the final week of the season, although everyone gets next Saturday off as well. So it's a monster game, and I'm surprised at the point spread. Lakers at home, national TV, got to have it game. Warriors in town, and here it was 1.5.
Yeah, I saw it. So it opened up 1.5, I think, at most spots. It's 2 right now at Circa. Other spots, money on Golden State down to 1. So the Lakers are 3-0 against the Warriors this year. But again, a lot has changed here for both of these teams. I'll give you a little bit of a history here just to give you a reminder of what the numbers look like. Keep in mind the Lakers, again, had Anthony Davis. They never had Luka Doncic. And the Golden State Warriors never had Jimmy Butler. Christmas Day in San Francisco, Warriors were -4. Total was 220. Lakers won 115-113. AD got hurt 7 minutes into the game. LeBron in that game had 31 and 10. Reeves had a 26-10-10 triple-double. Curry had 38 and 8 threes. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, too, in light of what we're going to talk about with the Lakers guarding the 3.
Sure. 1 month later in San Francisco, Lakers were -1, 219.5. They won 118-108. Davis in that game was unstoppable, 36 and 13 points. February 6th, they played for the first time in L.A. Lakers were -5, 226.5. They won that game by 8, and it went over, so it's 3-0 to the over. Lakers are 3-0 straight up NATS against Golden State this year. In that game, LeBron had 42, 17, and 8. Curry had 37 in that game, shot 23s, made 6 of them. And in the 3 games versus the Lakers, Curry has averaged 14.7 three-point attempts per game. So you figure that Draymond Green is going to get a heavy dose of LeBron tonight. It has not gone well for Green in this matchup so far this year. And Butler is probably going to be, he's going to have to be assigned to Luka, right? That's what I would assume anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But then who's going to take Curry for the Lakers?
Finney Smith? I don't know. Good question. It was a brand new team since they played. You're right. First thing, I like LeBron under points, 24.5.
It's a big number.
Father Time is undefeated, and he's only gone over that once since March 6th when he went off in the Garden and had at home. And I would look at that, number one. Number two is what happens from 3. Golden State, number 2 in three-point rate and 4th in threes a game. That luck factor ran out on the Lakers. Last 7 games, opponents shooting 39% against L.A. Kuminga's questionable. That's big as well. And again, I would think the Lakers are going to win, but from a prop standpoint, LeBron under, rely on Reeves, rely on Luka over 3.5 made threes, and I would think Curry would go off as well. They have done well against the division. The Lakers are 12-3 against the Pacific, and this is a monster to decide it because there's some big tickets out there and big prices on Golden State, and they are in business if they win this game because the Lakers have to play twice in OKC. Sunday and Tuesday.
That's
and
right.
OKC probably wants to get 70 wins.
It's unfortunate. I think, if Kuminga misses this game, but you said he was questionable?
The last check, yeah.
All right, 4-1 over 13.5 points last 5 games. Kid's been playing pretty well. This is from Zach Cohen at vsin.com. Great analysis every day on every sport. When you become a VSiN Pro subscriber at vsin.com/subscribe. Cohen says, and he's on Golden State, since March 1st, the Warriors 12-4, and their efficiency differential is +6. The team is 7th in the league in points allowed per 100 possessions. And since then, Steph Curry has been awesome on offense. That 52-point performance against the Grizzlies this week. And in that same span, the Lakers are only 9-8 with a differential of -2.1. But you can also come back and say LeBron missed some of that time.
It was out, right.
Yeah, sure.
Well, it's like Lucas said, though. We're a tough team to beat when we play a complete game. And that's what Reddick keeps saying. Don't take your foot off the gas and give me a better effort. They were up 20 against Memphis, blew it, but won. They were up 18 in the 4th quarter against the Bulls. If something happens from the division or a seed standpoint, remember that game. Up 18 in the 4th, and they gave up 9 points in the last 10 seconds. So they've had some tough losses here. But with him out, and then when they're full strength, I think they're going to be a force, and maybe they are the second best team in the West. But this is a good test to see if they can go 4-0 against them. And I think we're giving Golden State a little too much credit for what's happened, even though it's really Curry's been awesome since the Butler trade as well. But when you have Reeves, LeBron, and Luka, you're going to get whatever you want offensively. They just got to do a better job defensively and do a better job of guarding the 3.
We'll see. I think if we get that, and I think we will tonight, I want to really see how it plays out with Jimmy Butler on Luka.
Yeah. Well, the big thing might be decided from the supporting cast, too. And
of course it could be.
These guys were great against Memphis. I mean, remember, Vincent was awesome with Miami. He got the big contract. He was hurt all of last year. He had a big game against the Rockets. He's going to knock down open threes. Finney Smith as well. What can Hayes give you down low? So if these guys can chip in, then it's they're probably going to score 125, 130 points. I'd say good luck.
Curry's made 3 prop tonight is 4.5. It's not juiced. I mean, it's -110, I think, is the lowest I can actually find on that. And like I said, it's a national TV game. He loves playing against the Lakers.
They've had some stinkers, though, here. It was more when the Lakers were down, though.
And
games.
He's averaged 15 threes per game.
Yeah.
Attempts against the Lakers so far this year. I mean, he takes 15 again tonight. I feel pretty comfortable that he's going to hit at least 5.
Yep.
Because I don't think the Lakers have anybody that will neutralize him. He's going to get his shots, and if they're not falling, then it's just an off night for him. That's how I feel about it. But can you imagine if this is a first-round playoff series?
Oh, man.
I think it would be insane. I would love that, actually.
Definitely in play. OKC will be the 1. Houston's going to be the 2. And then, if the Lakers win this game, they could hold off Denver. But it's still a mess about. This changes everything if the Lakers lose this game. Because then they're tied with Denver. Golden State's only a game back. And then, as I mentioned, Memphis, Clippers, and Minnesota all have 32 losses. So then it's who's sitting who and who's out and all that other stuff and resting down the stretch.
Yeah. Side note, I also don't think that Curry's just going to score his points tonight by shooting threes. I think he's going to be able to do pretty much whatever he wants to get in the paint, maybe at the rack. It's 25.5 for his points tonight.
Okay. Got to go Grimes over, right?
Yeah, 23.5.
That's all. Yeah, but Maxey out for the year. You know, they're sitting people. I mean, look at what he's done going back. It goes back to with all these teams sitting people, someone's got to score. And then you take it on Milwaukee, who doesn't play any defense.
And been terrible lately.
Yeah, right. So he did it the other night, and I think you have to keep coming back till you get beat. 26, 22, but it wasn't, the prop was lower than that, so he went over. 26, 25, 28, 46, 28, 29, 35, 25. He just had that one game against Miami when he only had 15.
He's 9-2 over this number last 11 games. Here's my one concern about Philadelphia. The blowout factor exists in every single game. And at what point will they say, yeah, we're good, Grimes. You don't have to go back into the game tonight. And he could be sitting on 19 points in a 25-point blowout, and they just say, let's pack it in for the season. That's what I'm concerned about here is we only have 10, what is it now, 8 days left of the season?
Yeah, well, they already have, and they got to get that top 6 pick, but which they're looking good because I don't think they're going to win a game till next week or even have a chance. So
how about Morant tonight? Now they're taking on a good Heat defense.
Now look at this now. Miami's good job with the Grandy. Bulls lost. Yeah. Heat outright.
Wish I would have had money line.
All of a sudden, the Heat have won 6 in a row, but I think this is the first win for the interim coach with Memphis.
Ja is 10-1 over 23.5 points last 11 games.
Tough spot. Big win in Boston, back-to-back now. Memphis angry. I would think Memphis can get their first win here for the new coach.
Yeah, I'm taking money here at Circa, getting up to 5.5 points in that game. Jaren Jackson has made a 3. Check that. At least 2 threes in 7 straight games. Over 1.5 tonight is minus 135. He's not taking a ton. That's my concern. And Bam has made a 3 in 8 straight games, but you got to lay like $2 for him to hit one tonight in the game.
4-point move on Portland. I agree with it. Can't give it out now. It's up to 5. But
all these guys,
Toronto's tanking, and
all these guys for Portland have been awesome to their player props. All of them.
Yep.
Kamara, awesome. The center, Divija.
Again, yeah.
Huge game
against Atlanta.
Good.
Yep.
Sharp's also been really, really good too.
Yep. And the Sharp plays has been with us from day one. Remember, he came up with Mr. Poison.
Yeah.
And I remember our old friend Dave Koken used to do this. He used to reach out to some of his friends who ran offshore books, and he would say, what's the public betting? And they would go the other way, and he'd have a great record. And the Sharp plays is your secret weapon. They've been building trusted relationships with major books and insiders worldwide since 2011. Daily updates on what top bettors and groups are wagering on, and they have a cutting-edge AI betting analyst that provides even more selections and reports. You can check out their free content anytime. Explore their records, online logs. Check out the website, sharpplays.com. We love them. It's been with us since the first day of Follow the Money. You have nothing to lose, and join a team that's never had a losing year. Sharpplays.com.
Professional Sportsbettor Chris Macero had an approach to betting the Dodgers every single game this season. Find out what that is, and also his best bets for the Final Four next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. We're live downtown Las Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot here. Now time be joined by Professional Sportsbettor Chris Macero, hanging out in Las Vegas for the last couple of weeks for the tournament. Going to be here for the Final Four title game as well. Good to see you, pal. How are you?
Good to see you guys. Excited to be here as always. Thanks a lot for having me.
Well, before we get your best bets for the Final Four this weekend, and maybe some advice for hedging on tickets that might be, the audience, they'll have fake futures on all these teams, obviously. See what you want to do there. I said before the break that you entered the season, I believe, with a plan to bet the Dodgers in every game, or was it after the games they played against Chicago?
I kind of had the plan, but I didn't play those Japan games. I just wasn't up for them. I wasn't sure how they were going to go. Everyone was talking bets was out, and I just didn't play them. And but when they came back, and the explosiveness they had over in Japan, I said to myself, I'm just going to play this minus 1.5 every game because you're going to be getting close to even money. Some days it's going to be a little plus, some days it's going to be a little minus. And if you remember 2 years ago, I'm not exactly sure of these stats, but they dominated. They won almost like every single game for like every game they won for like a 6-week period was by 1.5. So I go, it's I'm not going crazy with it. I'm just doing like maybe like a 1 unit, maybe less than a 1 unit play every night, and I'm just going to keep track of it. It's like a fun thing. I mean, the Dodgers are going to win a lot of games. They're going to win over 100 games. So I'm not going to get buried on it no matter what. So I'm just going to roll with it and see what happens. I'm also going a little bit less of a bet against the Yankees every game. The Yankees are always favored. They have no pitching. Their offense isn't that great. I know they got the torpedo bats, but last year, besides Judge and Soto, they really didn't have much of an offense. And this year, Soto's gone. Judge is a little, if he's not on fire, what do they have? You kind of showed last night they were dormant for the first 7-8 innings.
You're a Boston guy. Unnecessary shots there at the pinstripers, I feel. Because I asked you about the Dodgers, so stay the course here, pal. No, but 2 other things, right? I'm joking around here, but the Dodgers, right? Why not add laying 2.5 runs every night? And then also this. When they fall behind in games, bet them at plus money.
Well, my buddy Mark, who bets the Dodgers about as much as I do, or even more, he loves live Dodgers as soon as they go down. And he texted me last night. But the problem was I didn't realize they were already down because I was at the Wynn watching the Celtics Heat game, which I was highly invested in. And they didn't have the Dodger game on because it started at a weird time. It started at like 5:30.
Yeah.
So it wasn't up on any of the screens yet. And I got a couple texts like, Braves. They're already up 3-0. So I kind of missed it. It wasn't on my computer. I just didn't hop on it. But yeah, they never give up. They never give up. And they hit more home runs than just about anyone. And anyone in the lineup can hit home runs. Look at Edmonds. Are you kidding me? Guy's got, what does he have? 4 home runs already?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I mean, little guy from San Diego is doing well in LA. So, I mean, the whole team just, and like I was listening to you guys on the way in, you were mentioning like how the camaraderie of the team, everyone loves each other on this team.
Yep.
They're all doing the dance. They're all hugging each other. They're throwing the sunflower seeds. I mean,
I can't believe the quotes after the game, like 4 different guys. We knew he was going to hit a home run.
Yeah.
That's what he does, and we see it every day.
But I kind of feel like I've had a feeling too. I just wanted a guy to get on base. I'm like, just get somebody on for Ohtani because he's going to do it. I'm going to get the 1.5. I mean, it happened the other night. Mookie Betts hit 2 of them.
That's right.
I mean, how do you win by 2 when you're down by 2 in extra innings at home? So, like you said, they don't give up, and that's probably a great angle to bet them live every time they go down.
Yep. What do you? How about the Final Four here? Let's start with the Duke game. And Houston's offense, the best offense they've had was Sampson. I know it's let them down in the past. They couldn't score against Nova a couple of years ago, but this is a fascinating matchup with the best offense against the best defense.
Okay, anyone who knows me, follows me on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, knows I'm highly invested in Duke. I have them in massive future parlays that are all closing to Duke, which also, if they win, activate a bunch more bets on OKC West, Celtics East, Cavs East. So if I didn't have those tickets, what would I be doing? I would still be on Duke. Houston shoots really good from three-point land. But how are they going to shoot with the length of the Duke defenders? Duke knows they're not going to do anything down low. And with Malawach in there, Houston doesn't go down there anyway, so they're not going to go down there with him. And then you got length all over the perimeter with Duke defenders who defend really well, defend the 3 really well. Houston's going to have to shoot an outrageous percentage from 3 to win this game. How many points can Houston really score?
Mm-hmm. Can they get to 70? I say no.
I don't think they can.
Can't get
I don't think they can. If you watch the game,
60.
Everyone's bragging about Houston's how great they played against Tennessee, which they did play good. But Tennessee shot 5 of 29 from 3. A lot of those threes were pretty wide open.
You're right.
Yeah.
I mean,
every team has got at least 23 attempts.
Yeah,
20 attempts in every game in the tournament.
17% from 3. And Lanier and Ziegler were 3 of 17. I mean, those are your 2 best players on Tennessee. If the 2 best players are only going to hit 3 out of 17 from 3, it's not going to happen. Duke has 3 guys who shoot over 40%. You got James, Proctor, and Kneppel. And that doesn't even count Flagg, who shoots 37.4%. And me and Mitch were talking earlier today, when Flagg's having a bad game, he's not forcing it. He's like a jack of all trades. He's making the right pass to the open guy, whether it's an alley-oop to Malawach or kicking it out to Proctor. Duke is shooting a ridiculous percentage of these games because all their shots are wide open. The 3s are wide open. They're getting dunks. They're getting layups. I would be on Duke. You could find 5. I've seen a couple of rogue 4.5s. 5 is pretty much the number. I'd be on Duke if I didn't already have them. I'm not going to be on them because I have the ticket. So But I'm excited for the game Saturday. I can't wait for the Duke game.
2 player props. One flag, talked about this yesterday, 19.5, juiced heavily to the under. Some books have moved it to 18.5, even juiced under on that. Another one, too, is Cryer is 16.5. Is he going to score 7? We forget about this. Duke's defense is also elite. Is he going to score 17 plus points against Duke?
I think Duke's defense is just as good as Houston's defense. And if you go back to the Purdue game, when I'm not exactly sure the exact stats, but Cryer was 1 for 10 at threes.
He was horrific in that game.
Yeah. So, and that was against, Purdue has a good 3-point defense, but not as good as Duke's. So, we
got a good tweet on that. Francesa says he was sick. He probably talked to Nance. Cryer was sick against Purdue.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Over under Nance shots.
Yeah, 2.5. Right?
2.5.
What do you think? Over? Under?
Over. Oh, definitely over.
Over 2.5.
Oh, definitely over. They'll have the split screen with the Masters.
Yeah, there you go. I go over 2.5 Nats, under 4.5 Coach K.
Yeah.
That's a huge number. They're going to show him 5 times?
Oh, no chance of Coach K.
That's way too many. Unnecessary.
Yeah. He's because he always has a miserable smirk on his. It's like just a not a happy. He's never happy. Not a happy guy.
I don't care for the term. Some people call him rat face.
Yes.
So do with that what you like.
Well, they called Marchand the rat face, for the Bruins. So, I mean, you have a distinctive look. Sometimes you get a uncomplimentary nickname.
How about the other game now?
So this game, I'm still in the VEASAN contest, circa basketball challenge there. I mean, I'm not in the running, but Luke had texted me, asked me when you have to put your picks in. So I just logged in, and it's not till tomorrow, but I'm going to play Duke as my best bet just because I don't have to bet it in real life, and I'll use it there. But I also like under in this Florida Auburn game. Both teams, for as awesome as they are and stars all over the court and guys that can do everything, they're not the smartest teams. I mean, the turnovers by Florida, and some of those games, the first half of the UConn game, like what was I watching? There was like 11 turnovers, just totally sloppy with the ball. And Auburn does some wacky things too, like some of the shot selections. And I've heard you guys harping about it all week, how just give the ball the broom. They can't stop the guy. Instead, they're just dying to shoot the hero ball threes all game, even though when they're not shooting or when they're not going in. And I'm not sure what that's all about. And I've heard some other people talk about, Baker Mazzara, he has to either be totally engaged, or if he's not totally engaged, he's useless. But when he is totally engaged, the threat is he might do something crazy and get himself kicked out of the games. I'm going to see this game being a little bit more of an under. I don't think they're going to just jump into the Final Four and go like that breakneck pace, like it's an SEC home game. So I like the under in that game, and I like Duke. So those would be my 2 plays on those 2 games. Whether Broom is completely healthy, and if he is, I would like Auburn, but you're just not going to know. I'm going to probably see how he practices today and tomorrow. I haven't heard anything yet on the practices, so we'll see how he's doing.
He says he's good. But, you responded to that gentleman with the $80,000 ticket? Tell him put 10,000.
Yeah, I didn't realize he had. He has
Duke though too.
I didn't realize he had Duke, and I also didn't realize the line for Duke Florida was going to be as high as it was. That guy actually says he's coming to Circa either today or tomorrow. He wanted to meet up and discuss like what he could possibly do. But I mean, listen, the guy put $1,000 for a bet in. If someone told him like 5 minutes after you put that $1,000 in, hey, we're going to be able to hand you $10,000, pretty sure he would have taken the $10,000. He can definitely make $10,000 out of this. Maybe he can make more, depending upon the matchup. But you can't go this far without getting something out of it. And I hope he at least does a little bit of a hedge. You can take Auburn, and you know what? Maybe you can hit both bets. Maybe Florida wins by 1 or 2.
Yep. Take VEASAN with you anywhere, anytime. Become a VEASAN Pro subscriber today. Stay connected to the action wherever you go with the VEASAN Watch app, available on your phone, tablet, and smart TV. 24/7 live access to the audio and video streams, replays of your favorite shows, quick access to clips by sport, tailored to your interest. Download the VEASAN Watch app today. Watch VEASAN anywhere, anytime. Get it now.
What about with people holding Houston future tickets?
Oh,
I don't think that they can do anything at this point.
Yeah, unless you have another side, a future on the other side where you might be able to, maybe do a money line parlay with Duke or somebody else. But I don't know. It depends how big the ticket is, I guess, would be the answer.
You can stick around. One more segment here with Chris Macero, Professional Sportsbettor. Win some, lose some is up next. Paul's going to recap last night's betting action right here on Follow the Money.
Was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Craziness in the NBA. Shame on the Sacramento Kings. Lost to Washington, plus 625. Oh, who's going to get this 10 seed? Nobody wants it. Phoenix might, get this even with Durant out and luck into it. I mean, this is ridiculous what's going on. Sacramento, it's like 1-7 down the stretch. Heat plus 425. Double-digit dogs, one in Boston, Malinsky special. Now, if you got 11-1 right away, congrats. The Spurs were 15, then came down to 2.5. Denver sat everybody. Mm-hmm. And the Spurs won by 7.
Oh, those Westbrook props came in last night,
Yep.
man.
It was a back-to-back off the double overtime, and no one played for Denver other than Westbrook. Phillies yesterday, $3 up to $3.45, and the Dodgers $2.10 up to $2.50. Colorado Avalanche $3.10 up to $4.25, beat the Blackhawks in overtime. Ipswich Town 7-1 in the Premier League. Crystal Palace, Southampton draw 3-1, and Oklahoma City has won and covered 12 in a row. And a lot of those are double-digit spreads, too. The average line, I think, is 8.5. Ben Fowkes had the tweet.
I think they have 50 wins by double digits, tying the all-time record. Oh, I think I saw that last night or today.
Incredible. Subscribe, be part of the team, vsin.com. Our radio and podcast friends, you always want to see these tweets and videos at Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on. James works here. Sent this in. Look at his dog playing basketball. Look at the puppy. And he's got it dribbled. He's got it the whole way.
He's a major traveling violator, but he'll get that down maybe with the dribbles in a little bit.
Yeah.
Look at that guy. Look at the balance, though, on the back legs.
That's impressive.
And then he's going like that.
How old is he?
So good.
Yeah. It's the puppy. And he's on the ball the whole time and bringing it around the house. He's got it. Excellent. Good job, Mr. Coleman. You have any insight here to the tomato pie?
Oh, my God. Okay.
Now, first things first. Look at this. This is refreshing. For a couple of reasons. How about you want a beer, Macero? You can get this for $30 at Augusta. 2 beers, 4 pimento and cheese sandwiches, barbecue sandwich, chips, a couple desserts off. All this for $30 at the Masters.
All right, so have you ever been to the Masters, by the way, Chris?
No, I have not.
This is from Mike in North Carolina, the tomato pie. It has a savory pie crust on the bottom and the edge. I'm already in. It's layers of tomatoes and cheese and other stuff, onion, spices, no crust on the top, open face like a pecan or a pumpkin pie, no sweetness at all. You order it as a meal, can be served hot or room temperature. He says Charleston has the best one he's ever had. It's incredible if you ever get it to try.
All right.
He said if you have like a friend's mom who makes one and it's been in the family, just look out. He said it's unbelievable.
All right.
Like a deep dish pizza?
It looks like a calzone. A small calzone.
But he says not like a pizza because it's cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
That on the crust there.
Let's do it. One lose some video. Thanks to the guys who sent this in. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay, this is a bad beat story. Macero, check this out. So the bartender has got the 8 to 4 shift. He gets off, and a high roller comes in to the bar. And as soon as he gets off, new shift, he has to leave. The lady hits aces and a kicker for $40,000. So he doesn't get this. She's a George.
Is that $10 play right there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 40,000 aces and a kicker. He could have had a big tip, but it goes to the person. Imagine you start your shift and you're a bartender and you walk into that. Hey, it's a $4,000 tip. Okay.
You got to be, these tips, sometimes.
Oh, no, 10%. There's a cutoff. I know.
Yeah. I mean, the other day I was playing,
right.
I was playing a mega bar. I was down about 1,500, but then I did hit the Royal.
Sure.
And it was the Progressive Royal, paid $4,600. I sent you guys the ticket.
Yeah.
And I tipped the guy that came over and gave me $100, and then I gave the bartender $100, and he was thrilled. He licked his forehead, or licked his hand, touched his forehead, put the $100 bill on his forehead, and was running back and forth behind the bar. So he was thrilled. I mean, you can't be giving, you could be down.
You could be down.
All these things. I mean,
yeah, sure.
You just gotta give them something. Don't be cheap, but you can't be dishing out $500 just because you hit 4,000.
Depends what's going on.
Depends how you're doing.
You're
if
right.
you hit 2 of them in a row, maybe you give a little bit more.
Justin sent this in. We're living in a society. Guys on the flight with him. Look at you got the guy as soon as the plane starts to take off, he takes the shoes and the sock. Look at he's got the aisle seat. You got to walk through. Oh my God. He's sitting right next to him, barefoot. Takes the shoes and socks off on the flight. Bet for the books, Boise State 5.5 up to 9, won by 7. Nebraska from 7 up to 10.5, won by 12. They play Saturday morning in the semis of the Crown. One bad beat. Kraken Canucks over 5.5. We get 5 from Seattle. Nothing from Vancouver.
Oh, man.
Ridiculous. That's win-lose. Macero, are you more excited? You're a Boston guy. Are you more excited for the Final Four or the second trial of Karen Reed?
Free Karen Reed. I'm a free Karen Reed guy. I know I'm going to take a lot of heat from that. There's a lot of guys that I'm very close with who are just on the opposite side, but most of the people I know are on free Karen Reed.
Right.
Yeah.
There was shenanigans. I just watched the documentary. I can't believe the shenanigans with the cop and what happened. With the guy's got bite marks on his arm. Hey, where's the dog? Oh, I got rid of it. You got rid of it. And then they're butt dialing each other at 2 a.m. and the girl types in, how long will a body stay? How long till someone dies in the cold?
How long to die in cold? Yeah.
She Googles this. And, oh, no, he didn't come into the house. I mean, our friend lives in Dedham, Mass, like a block from where the trial's going on. And it's like OJ Part 2, where you got the people who are for the cop and O'Keefe, and then you got the free and Colonel Boy. It's crazy.
There's a lot going on there. Let's get your thoughts on this. Jennifer Tilly tweeted this out last night. A long time ago, I was auditioning for the movie The Doors. It was kind of a cattle call. They paired together potential Jims with potential Pamelas, and they were running behind, so we were spilling out of the casting office. Porch, lawn, driveway, you name it. All of a sudden, a 60s convertible came screeching up, blaring Doors music at the top volume, and a guy jumped out and strode inside. He had wild hair, and he was barefoot, shirtless, and wearing nothing but a pair of tight leather pants. We all looked at each other like, who the hell is this guy? We were more than a little shook by the sheer audacity of his entrance. Of course, it was Val Kilmer. And from that minute on, nobody else stood a chance. R.I.P. King.
I saw that you retweeted that last night, and it kind of gave me chills. It gave me a little chills again, and the guy's just a legend. I sent it to a few people, and that was their response. And I remember being 15, 16 when The Doors came out, and that movie was that was one of my favorite movies, and his performance was my favorite Val Kilmer performance. That movie changed how I like music. I became the biggest Doors fan. I was buying the double box set CDs and as much Doors stuff as I could possibly get my hands on. He sang all the songs in that movie. Just unbelievable. And seeing that tweet makes you wonder, like, that's how he got into he was so into the role. I mean, he looked exact. He sang all the songs. I mean, what a movie, and just what an actor.
Favorite song? L.A. Woman?
L.A. Woman is...
Riders on the Storm?
L.A. Woman is probably my... I was humming L.A. Woman last night, so I'm gonna stick with L.A. Woman. I will say, and I was talking to a friend today, one of we couldn't figure this out, how it's even possible, that in Tombstone, as Doc Holliday, he wasn't even nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor.
Oh my God, he was not?
No, and my friend Jay went back and looked, and it was 1993, and Gene Hackman won for Unforgiven, which was a great movie. But if you say, hey, what was Gene Hackman or Doc Holliday? I mean, Doc Holliday, one of the greatest characters in the last 50 years in any movie. Just countless scenes in that movie where you just remember, the Almy Huckleberry, the flipping of the cop, the shooting Johnny Ringo, and all these amazing lines that people still quote all the time. And that's, 30 plus years ago.
Maybe a little Mickey Rourke thing going on because he did his own thing and he was eccentric, and that probably held it against him.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, Hollywood's a weird place. That's why I like to call it Holly Weird.
Good one.
Disappeared for 10 years. It was incredible.
Did you guys ever watch Real Genius when we were younger?
No, I did not.
Early to mid 80s. It was awesome.
What was his name in that? His character. I saw something about this. Like, he'll always be that character to me. That's what somebody tweeted out, and he was just a really super smart guy. And that I just didn't.
I don't know what his best role / movie was, to be honest. You can make a case for Heat, like you said. Holiday and Tombstone was so good. Iceman. That's how a lot of people remember him as well.
I just think the range in the Doors movie, the fact that he looked exactly like Jim Morrison and he sang all the songs, and it sounded just like the Doors.
Hey, both your thoughts on this? Draymond Green was on NBA Today on ESPN, basically begging to win the Defensive Player of the Year.
Unbelievable.
He said, "This might be my last chance to win the award." This guy is this. Are you serious with this?
Cry me a river, Draymond.
Oh, it's so unfortunate.
When going gets tough for Draymond, he just he might stomp on somebody's midsection in the finals and cost your team the championship.
Who does this? Harden did it once.
He's begging for the award.
Harden, I got to get the MVP that year.
Yeah.
I mean, this is man.
Hopefully, the Lou Dort late surge will come through for The boys on the set today.
For the good guys,
yeah. Macero also likes Chattanooga tonight in the NIT.
Okay.
Got him plus
got
4.
A good number.
Got him plus 4.
Got a good number. VSiN summer specials here from Augusta to the NFL draft, NBA, NHL playoffs, and the Kentucky Derby. Get everything all summer long for just $59. Every best bet, every host, every guest. The picks on the Masters, the betting splits, DraftKings and Circa. Prop analyzer, every sport, every edge, one price. August 1st, $59. VSiN.com/subscribe.
Thanks, Chris. Good luck this weekend.
Awesome. You guys too. Good luck.
There you go. Pro bettor Chris Macero on the program. Best bets in soccer with Steve Wist, the meat man, next here on VSiN.